Henry McClure Live. I'm in front of the AT&T building, the future home of Go Topeka running Link. So they've used sales tax money. They've used your sales tax money to fund a lease in this building for Go Topeka. Now, understand right now that building today, the county appraiser says that building is worth $2.2 million. But that building today, it only contributes $3,500 in real estate taxes because the owner got some sort of special deal, which was not as good as the deal he got with a $3 million lease over a decade from Go Topeka. Now, Go Topeka created another LLC to put into that. Now, here's another thing you get to know. So, they gave a $7.4 million construction allowance to update the infrastructure and do the tenant finish for Go Topeka. Now, you've got to remember that Jetto contracts with Go Topeka for the economic development money. The Go Topeka meetings aren't open to the public, and they're trying to say by a show of hands it got a majority vote. But I'm trying to say, as a citizen, I want to know what board members voted which way, because over the last years I've never seen Jetto turn down a request from Go Topeka. So really, having Jetto and the government, the city council and the county commissioners, having them even involved with this is a waste of time. Because if the board members never get turned down by the government vote, the board members of Go Topeka are running the city. Let that sink in. So, what makes it even another layer of interesting, the county just approved an industrial revenue bond, and taxpayer money is not used to pay that bond. Just stick with me for a second here. So, how are we ever really going to know what revenue comes into this and how it's distributed? If I can't get, as a citizen, who voted on the funding of this project, how am I going to ever get a copy of the accounting to hold them accountable? Well, and I think the only way I'm going to ever be able to do this is by being your mayor. And so from a real estate perspective, oh, and thank you again to the Board of Realtors, the Sunflower Board of Realtors that had us out there. But if you're in the real estate business and you're an investor in the real estate business and you aspire to be an investor and an owner of real estate, well, in Topeka, Kansas, game over. Game over, because what they've done now, they've taken away, it's crony capitalism. It's completely and they've taken away the free market. If they can sit up there in the board meetings of Go Topeka and just give their friends money, it's game over. It's absolutely game over. You guys, we've lost. We've completely lost. Our representative republic is corrupt, and they're using our sales tax money abusively. And if Chris Kobach doesn't look into this, because here's the thing about it, you've got Rich Eckert and Kevin Cook, Mr. Is What It Is, and that's what he's just telling you right there. He's thumbing his nose at us. It is what it is. But Mr. Is What It Is, $9.5 million of our sales tax money evaporated. It's just evaporated. Think about it. The panhandler, from the panhandler on up, are funding. This is a complete abuse of power, lack of authority, no transparency. We've lost. We have, the citizens of Topeka, we've got no future. We got to change. We've got to change this. And look, if you believe in what I'm saying, and you know me, you know a little bit about real estate, you're going to have to tell 50 people. And tell them to tell 50 people. That my opponent really wants to be mayor really bad. And these people want him to be in power. So the same thing can just keep going on. You know, some friends of mine said, I ran into a friend of mine today, and he made a comment about, if I don't get elected, you'll regret it. You may not like what I say or who I say it to or how I call them out, but you've lost. You've completely lost the game. It's over. Game over. And you young real estate people that aspire to own your own properties. So right today, with a 5% cap rate on the property, just with the Go Topeka lease, that building today is easily worth $5 million. So he's got a $2.5 million appraisal, which is probably made up because they don't do comparables. I don't trust and I'll have to double check. That might be what he paid for it, but it doesn't matter really what he paid for it, because he's paying a value based on a $3,500 tax rate. I don't care who he is or what he's done good for the city. That deal is evil. It's evil. It's pure evil. And that's what I'm fighting. It's right and wrong. Bar none. Did I make my point? Probably got something more to say about it. But lining the pockets of the fat cats, because if this were a good deal, it should stand on its own. And you guys watch, it's just coming around the corner. I watch a video of Molly Howie start talking about the retail index, and you watch. But when you've got a team of people like Mr. Foster does have at Advisors Excel, the capital to do it the way he's doing it, plus spreading the money through the chamber and Go Topeka and all the entities, he looks like a hero. But that $9.5 million should be put into the streets of our city. And if that's such a good deal, he should be paying for it on his own. But you're funding his future. You're not funding our future. You're funding his future. And putting Go Topeka in a lease, and you just watch all these little people that they're giving, it's going to be all their little friends coming out of the woodwork. Little grant here, little grant there. Then that guy donates the money to the chamber. It's a vicious circle. I'm alive. I'm telling it like it is. And you young people better look at this thing and realize it's game over.